And this is not stopping investors from coming.
Yeah, but then they come where they know that
our bond is still being sold out there, and it's been oversubscribed for, despite the insecurity in Nigeria.
Yeah, but then if you're coming to do direct investment, certainly it's going to concern you. If you're going to do portfolio investment, because you don't have to come in physically, you get somebody who's a stock broker here, is trustworthy, and you give him the money, and personally he hands your money, you invest your money here, so you don't have to come in. You're only concerned about, look, when dividends are due, do I get my money? I think that's your concern. But if you're coming here, for instance, to set up shop and put up a factory and send your workers, managers to come here, certainly it will concern you. If you follow the news closely, some Chinese fellow in Cameroon recently was abducted by Boko Haram. Okay, and so that's a threat going forward, and so the risk factor is there. So people need to be a bit careful, and we have to do things to mitigate this risk factor going forward.
Now, I would like us to look at exchange rate, because our exchange rate has been, well, somehow stable, even if it's you're going to buy the dollar for about 170. For the greenback. But what's your comment on the state of Nigeria's exchange rate?
Well, I think that what central bank has been doing, they should continue to do it. And what I think we should do is that the central bank has a range that says 155 naira to a dollar, and then you have 3% plus or minus. That's the band, official band. Now, I think officially they've managed to keep it there. Now, what people have been saying is that this has been done at the expense of the reserves. And then when you look at the reserves, one of the problems we have in reserves is that the oil business in Nigeria is under attack. And so if you follow the news closely, the federal accounts sharing where they go and share this allocation committee. What money they shared in April was where the money was shared in March. And the complaints about that. Why was that so? The money decreased because of vandalism. Issues with the oil business in Nigeria. So we're not producing oil. The oil we're producing is not aligned with what was projected in the budget. We're producing less. Right? And also, if people are trying to cash in, and some people from the oil producing sectors of this country, they went to visit President Jonathan a few days back, and they were asking for oil contract to protect the oil pipes and so on and so forth. And so you have issues with oil. And so exchange rate is okay, but the problem we have is that when you begin to have the difference between the official rate and the parallel market rate, that's the change rate. When you have that difference, and at some point in time, it was reported as 20 naira, the spread. Now, when you have 20 naira spread, then that creates a very tempting opportunity for people to run trips. So you take the money, get official money, and you just take it across to bureau the change.
I think, hasn't that been, handled in terms of the fact that the RDAs that the central bank is operating now, having, a retail auction system, is meant to allow everyone or whoever wants to buy foreign currencies to say how much you want to buy, what you want to use it for. Proper documentation has been required at this point. Hasn't that worked?
Well, Balaji, I don't have the facts, but I would expect that, Nigeria, you put controls in place, and the people are very clever in trying to beat your controls. Because what I say is that if you make it becomes a big temptation. If I can get $1 from the official rate and sell it at an extra of 20 naira, if I go to the bureau of the change to sell it, they are prepared to do anything. People can do false documentation. You have collusion, So the extent that you have collusion, that's, So I think that the foreign exchange, the rate of interest exchange, we need to make sure that we go in there and sanitize the place. Look at it where there are. Do we still have round tripping? Are banks still taking money, like you said, to some extent? I mean, if you're now doing retail auction, whereby the thing is targeted as per customer demand. Is there still round tripping? Is that opportunity for round tripping? Is there money laundering? It's money that is coming in from illegal sources. For instance, drug money. Is it getting into the system? Those are some of the issues you need to look at. We need to find a way to diversify in such a way that the sources of foreign exchange into this market is not just central bank. I know that the oil markets oil companies that earn foreign exchange, they also bring it to the market. Make sure you diversify so that it's not just one person supplying and many people continue to get at it.
I think we've been able to achieve diversification to some extent. Agriculture is being boosted at the moment, and that's...
There's the end in foreign exchange.
It's a gradual process.
Yes, so you see, the thing is this, yes, I mean, if you go to non-oil sector and you look at it, yes, and you are told that agriculture and so on and so, they're doing things. But with respect that, what we need to see is that we want to get to a stage whereby we'll say, look, okay, we are earning so much from agriculture. We're earning so much from Nollywood. We're earning so much from, and so it's not just central bank bringing hard currency to the market to be auctioned like it is today.
Okay, I know that we don't have much time, but I just want to ask you, there's a report right in front of me, and Dr. Sarah Ladi was quoted as saying that Nigeria is making steady progress towards achieving the 20% financial exclusion rate target by 2020. She was talking at a forum tagged promoting global financial inclusion in Africa. How well as Nigeria be able to achieve financial inclusion? We've seen a lot of projects being run by the central bank. The cashless initiative is one, and a lot of avenues through which to bring people, the unbanked population, into the economy. How well has the central bank been able to achieve that?
I think that is a work in progress. That's all you can say. I mean, central bank is doing a bit, and there's still scope. I know that for instance, they're trying to get come to a stage whereby you can even have businesses, that are not banking businesses, and do some banking transactions. When you're talking of this, making it inclusive so that many people can have access to banking services. They're beginning to do that. So a lot is being done. A lot is being done through this online banking and so on and so forth. But it's still work in progress. Even if you take the online banking, which we are still experimenting with, we still have problems using. That again, still needs refining. It still needs to be improved upon so that at least seamlessly people can go and say, look, I go to an ATM and I want to get money, I'm going to get it. I mean, my daughter just came back yesterday from a travel, and then she had a tax and she needed to go and get money from an ATM, and she got to the ATM, and there was no money. Okay, she was calling me, and so on and so forth. So you need to be, very. We need to make sure that we promote things, make it the way it should be done, and things are done professionally. I think that's very important.
All right. In your words, do you think that the Monetary Policy Committee should reduce interest rate?
Well, I think that if you ask me, I don't think that they'll do it now. But I would expect that if Godwin Emefiele comes on board, it might not do it at the first meeting. I would expect that he will come and then watch things and observe things. And I would expect that going forward, it's an area that I would want to see him look into, because like I did say earlier, that overseas is only the interest rate it's only the interest rate that they have to manipulate. They don't have all these things whereby you forcefully take the money away and you sanitize it and you don't pay anything, and you're not concerned about what impact it has, on the financial system.
So do you expect that before the end of the year?
I would expect that before the end of the year, there's something to be done. It can't go on like that. It's not sustainable.
Okay, thank you. We have to leave it at that. Thank you, Dr. Boniface Chizea.
Thank you, Bolaji, for having me.
Thank you for your time. Dr. Boniface Chizea is an economist, and he's been talking about the Monetary Policy Committee meeting that is beginning in Abuja today, and all eyes on the decision of the committee at the end of Tuesday's session, where it will announce the rates, whether it's going to be at 12% or even reduced from 12%. And that's where we'll wrap up Business Morning. We want to appreciate everyone out there for sticking around. And if you've missed this edition, you can log on to channelstv.com to watch this edition of the program. Thank you very much for watching. I am Bolaji Akinwale. News Track is up next.